joining semester 2. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's very, very good. Any other person?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Yes, my name is Sima Christian. I'm at Sai Pari Institute of Management and Technology, um, finishing my first semester, and it's good to be here.
Yeah, that's very good. How was your day?
My day was amazing. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. Any other person? Our ladies? Madam Judith? Joyce? Joyce, please unmute and say something. Just say hi to us. Okay? Maybe they will unmute later. Ronnie, brother, hello. Unmute and say something. Elijah?
Hey,
Oh,
why is
yes.
Azuni unmuted?
Oh, it's okay.
Hey, Frank, how are you? My name is Judith. I'm not a university student, and I'm happy to be here.
Oh, very good. How was your day?
Busy.
I understand.
Yeah, happy New Year, guys. Though.
Thank you very much. Madam Joyce, if you're there, please unmute.
Hello,
Oh, hello.
my name is Ronnie.
Yes, Ronnie, your network is a bit. Ronnie, the network has been fair. It has not been fine. Madam Joyce? Madam Joyce? Madam Joyce? Anyway, I think Madam Joyce is a bit busy or maybe it's a bit occupied. So members, we can start off. So my day also, it has been fine, though very busy. I've been up and down. I just arrived at my place some minutes ago. I've been seriously up and down. If I'm to tell you where I've been, what I've done, and all that, you'll get surprised a bit. But I know you've all had a busy day, but it's good that we're all fine and we're all here. Yeah, it's good that we're all here. So, members, today we shall discuss, or I will guide you through the introduction to UI UX. So, I did my UI UX user experience designing some good time back with Google. That's via Coursera. It was an online course, and I used to put in a little money a bit because okay, yeah, I used to put in some 14 US dollars a bit. Oh yeah, okay. You want me to share the link? It's okay. Let me. Okay, guys, you can even go to the meeting details. Yes. You can access it still from there, the meeting details. Anyway, the link, I've just shared it. But everything is inside the meeting. I think I've shared it in the group there. So, as I was saying, I did my UI user experience designing online with Google via Coursera. So we shall be discussing a few things in this study session, and I had wanted this session to be quite a long one and a productive one. I wanted at least us members, like who will be joining these sessions, to get a hands-on experience. If you have your PC there, if you're with your PC, yeah, this is good time actually. I've been noticing some friends of mine, you're going for hackathons, and you find that you have an idea, but you don't know how to showcase it. So UI UX is very good for you. And as a student, it's very good and will help you stand out. So we'll explore what the terms UI UX mean, its importance, yes, in product development, and how UI UX works together to create seamless digital experiences. And by the end of this session, the sessions, because I had proposed that this should be a 2-week session, we should be meeting like 3 times a week using the very same links, the Google Meeting links, meeting today, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then next week. So I thought this would be very good for someone to learn something other than having a 1-day session. Hope you get that, guys. So I thought by the end of the sessions, we'll get, first of all, by the end of this first session here, we'll get to understand the fundamentals. So on Thursday, when we next meet, we get more hands-on, or as well as Friday. Then next week, also Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we wrap it up. So I had wanted this to be a bit more massive, whereby the participants receive some certificates of attendance or participation. But I've been quite busy as well to organize or to talk about all that. So allow me to start off. I tell you about the certificates. I will think about it. If I get to be so busy, then it may not be possible and all that. It might not be so busy. So just simple welcome to the GDG on campus study jam. So before we even start off with this, guys, anyone who knows or who can tell me what UI UX is? Hey, Bwana.
Akati,
Uh-huh.
I want to go and take some photo. Help me with your watch.
I know UI is UX is user experience, and UI is stands for user interface, and it stands for how good a web app looks like, or mobile application, how the UI looks like, how easy to use or how difficult it is to use it. So UI is just a representation, and UX is like the usability of it. Is it easier to use? Is it hard to use? Is it easier to navigate and go through it?
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, madam. That's very good. Okay. Joyce, please. Unmute.
Yeah, okay. UI UX is like, okay, for UI, it's like, it focuses more like on the interactive elements, like of your product. Let's say if it's an app or website, the layout, the designs, the colors, the buttons, that is the user interface. Then for user experience, it's basically how, let's say, your product looks like. If it's how a user feels while using your product, if it's an app or web. For example, how long does it take to load? Yeah, such things. The architecture of it, all that.
Oh, yes, that's good. That's very good, members. I see you understand. So, and I believe this is going to be easy. Understand this is going to be easy. So, as you had said, Madam Judith and Joyce, I thought was a she, but it's a he. I don't know the name. I don't know his name anyway. But brother there was saying all the answers actually that you guys have brought out. Yes, brother. What's your name, by the way? I shouldn't call you Joyce.
Yeah, but at first when you're introducing, I was I had you guys saying introduce, but I couldn't do it because I was in a busy place. Just I'm using someone's account, but I'm annulled.
Oh, oh, sorry. I was calling you Joyce.
No, no problem.
It's okay. Anyway, when I make a mistake and say Joyce, don't feel so embarrassed.
No problem, you know.
Okay, brother. So all the answers you brought out are all correct. User interface, which is the same as UI, yes, which focuses basically on the visual and interactive aspects of a product, such as color, topography. I think you all understand topography, yes? Topography is just the text, yes? The font styles, you understand font styles, basically, the font family and font styles. Then I can also add on iconography. If you've heard of iconography, that's icons, icons plus images, and even the buttons, the designs. You understand, as I'd say, the designs of those buttons. So, as I'd say, it basically deals with the look, the visual aspect, the look, how your product is going to look like. Now, as you can see on the left, that image there, hope you're all seeing that image. Yeah? Written on Fralex trailers. Yeah, that is a UI interface there. Okay, those are UI designs that I did or worked on some good while ago. Okay, I think it was 2022, 2023, around there. Yeah, around 2022, 2023. Around 2022, 2023, around there. Yeah, around 22, 23. Sorry for that, guys. 2022, 2023. So basically, this is the UI part of it. You understand, guys? It includes the colors, the font. Yes, you can see there the name Fralex, how I played around with the text. So the images, the colors, basically dealing with the visual appearance. Yes. How the image, how the whatever the app should look like, and everything about the app, making sure that it's so appealing and intuitive. You understand, guys? Okay, that's fine. You understand, guys? It's just that's what you can understand as UI, as the rest of the guys had said. Then for UX designing, UX design, it's the same as user experience designing. This basically focuses on enhancing our overall user experience, like the interactions, interacting with the product or a service. It also deals with the usability, functionality, and how the product feels. For instance, when you're using your mobile app, the UX design ensures that you can navigate and complete tasks. You complete the tasks efficiently, and then at least at the end of the whole user journey, someone comes out when he's emotionally positive. Have you ever used an application or an app that frustrates you? you maybe go to Play Store, Google Play Store, you download an app, but you find it's giving you headache. Even logging in, you cannot see where the login options are. And it's just so complex. You understand? The application is so complex. It may have a good UI, yes, looking so nice. You don't understand the application. You want to log in, you don't know where to click to log in. Maybe you've pressed somewhere, you've gone in some activity or some screen, you don't know how to go back. You don't know how to go back to your main screen. So as I'd said, you in furthermore, like if I'm to explain furthermore, UX design basically handles things like user research. You're conducting research; those are the processes done in UX, in user experience. You're conducting research to understand who your users are and what their needs are. You understand, guys? So it also includes low fidelity, which is low fee prototyping. I will talk about prototyping and we go on me with Mr. Daniel. So it also talks about the usability evaluation, which also makes sure that under the usability evaluation, this evaluation approach here ensures that the user's needs are met. That's all under user experience designing. Then UI, as I talked of the design, how the application looks like, the hi-fi, like for instance, the high fidelity prototype. How does the constrict idea feel? Yes. How does that idea of yours come out? Yes. It deals specifically with the design specifications, typography, iconography, as I'd say. Talks about creating the design elements. So as you can see here on my screen, on the right, yes, I don't know whether it's your right on your side there, but on my right, that's the screen. I hope you're seeing that screen there. I designed that to be my home screen, whereby Fralex, this was an assignment given to me when I was still doing the Google course. It was they say design a trailer browsing app for a movie theater. So I designed that as the home screen. You understand, guys? I made it a little bit simple enough, as you can see it there. So that there stands for the user. The user what? The user interface, how the application is supposed to look like. You understand, guys? Yes, because we are dealing here with prototypes, not real things, like not real apps. In simple terms, we are creating a model or a basic looks. You understand, guys? Then on our left, that there now explains the user experience. How the user is going to his home screen, as illustrated from the first screen, as you can see, the top left. As you can see from the top left, when someone goes into the launch of his device, or your phone or iPhone, or your iPhone. What's up, bro? Nothing, bro. I'm just here in a meeting a bit. Hey, it's okay, brother. Yeah, so when you're in your launcher, you just tap into the icon of the app. So this is just the user experience, how the user is to react with the application. You understand, guys? Oh, I see in the chat someone was asking, what is I'm saying someone is asking what is prototyping. So as I'd said, prototyping is the process of creating an early version of a product. Yes, to test its design, functionality, and usability. That's what I can define prototyping as. The process of designing, a process of creating or designing anyway, an early or simplified version of a product to test its design, functionality, and usability as well. You understand, guys? Like how you're to interact from one screen to another, and all that. Hope I have answered you, Madam Judith. Okay, that's good. So there, as you can see, there's a login. I think you're all able to see that screen over there. So I'm going to share the slides such that you can have them at your own time and check through them, guys. Such that you can check through them, guys. Hope you've gotten that. So if we are to proceed. So Madam, I had talked of prototyping, and I think I'd explained what it is. I think you guys can recall what I gave as a definition for prototyping. Anyone? Who can recall the definition of prototyping? Okay, in simple terms, if I'm to repeat yes?
You said it's the early version or the preview of what the application really should look like.
Yeah, that's very, very good. So under prototyping, we have the low-fi, yes, the low fidelity prototypes and high fidelity prototypes. Now, for the low fidelity prototypes, as you can see here, yes, hope you're seeing some similarity between lo-fi and hi-fi. Yes, guys? I think you're able to see that there are some similarities. So on the left, we're having the sketch. Yes, the low fidelity prototype. On the left, we're having the sketch, the basic sketch or wireframe. You understand? We're having a basic sketch of our application. Now, and on the right, we are having our high fidelity prototype. So high fidelity prototype. I'm giving it as a prototype. High fidelity prototype. So I'm just showing you the looks. Yeah. The looks. Hope these will also help you understand the difference between UI, UX, and UI. Yes, guys? Hope they will. So, yes. And then if I had talked about a wireframe, so a wireframe is a sketch of a digital product, be it a website, be it an app, and it's used to outline the structure and the layout of these key elements. You understand, guys? It's just a sketch. So for now, I can take these also as sketches. The sketch, this is a low fidelity prototype, yes. Just it is low because it has simple and black and white sketches. It basically focuses on the placement and navigation, just indicating to you where some things are supposed to be placed. As you can see, possibly that notification bell, plus they call it how should I call it? Did they call it a carousel? Those moving images, those automatically moving images, carousel. You can see them on both sides, left and right. Thank you. You can check, guys. So what do you think would be the importance of, before even I move to that slide, what do you think would be the importance of user experience / user experience / user interface? What do you think would be the importance, guys? This is an interactive session. We are discussing.
I think the importance of UX UI is to make your app accessible and also draw traffic to your website because it's easier to use. When a customer visits it, they don't curse, they come back. And then also, since they do it, I think with a user in mind, it makes it easier for a user to navigate through.
Yes, very true. Uh-huh. Any other person?
I think about the when a product is well designed, then it is easy for the users to understand, to maneuver around it, and to easily find things, something like that.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very true. That's very true. I think you've really talked about all that. As you can see there, I tried getting some few importances of UX designing and why it matters and why it is important in these days. As we well know, as I'd said earlier on, people design apps. Some people just develop apps without putting the users into consideration. You understand that, guys? Eh? Some people just develop apps, just develop without minding about the user. So in UI UX, we put the user first. We put the user first. So at the moment, I think allow me guys to welcome Mr. Daniel.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Frank. I think I'm going to share my screen. I think maybe you can stop.
Yes.
And
Let me give you permission if possible.
all right, so
Yeah, just in a second.
because
Yes.
hope you guys you can now see my screen. I'm very sure that you can see the screen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Quickly, of course, I'm going to. My colleague Frank has really given you the introductions, and I think I'm just going to just give you pass through. I may repeat some, but don't mind. Just that maybe I'll just touch it. So I'll just go through system. I'm sure that you guys now you are aware of now what is UI UX. So I'm just going. Maybe for me, I'll call it is just a UX talk. I know, of course, we are here to learn, but of course, again, also to share ideas because I'm very sure that you guys, you maybe even have more ideas, even maybe know more about even UI UX than me. So that's why I'm not calling it talk. I'm not saying that I've come here to teach you guys. But again, even if you guys, it is your first time to hear about it, it is okay. I'm very sure that by the time of this, just the introduction, or they found been knowing what is really in the game or in the field of designing. Yeah, maybe of course I'm very sure you already heard about me. Maybe let me allow me to just give you a little bit of myself. First of all, I prefer actually to be called Danny, though my real name is Tusingwele Daniel, or maybe Daniel Tusingwele. So Tusingwele is a Alutoro name, which means we have won. Then Danny, of course, not is just a Christian name. So, but I'm ready. If you can really just call me Danny, it will be okay. But even if you call Daniel, it's also okay. Fine. Yeah. So who is me, or maybe who is Daniel? Of course, I just know that I'm a passionate product design engineer. Of course, maybe I could say also I do also software engineering a little bit, but of course I've been in the game of design like more than 5 years now. I'm celebrating now. I think I'm going 5 years. I think, and I think I joined this one since 2019 there in COVID time. So of course I've been working on creating user-centered design that's not only just looking great, but also feeling initiative and enjoyable to use. That's what I feel, because everyone who uses my product or everyone who uses my real design feels that they are enjoyable because I really touch their needs. So of course in my career, I've been had the opportunity to work on a wide range of projects, just from crafting mobile app interfaces, designing the web experience that solve real world problems. So along the way, of course, I have learned that UI UX then is not just about to actually designing or maybe putting the interface there, but it is also about understanding people and making their interactions with technology seamless and rewarding. So of course, if maybe you are not even finding me in designing, of course probably you find me exploring the test trendings in design, monitoring like you guys, aspiring designers, most actually just know that really in Uganda, I'll just say maybe in Uganda, probably people didn't know about that really we need the interface first, even before even coding. So most company in Uganda actually, mostly for them, when they want something like maybe an application, probably they run to the developers, and the developers are going to start struggling, designing this and this. So, but most of that right now the industry of UI or the product designers are really increasing right now. So because now they have realized how importance, how product designers are good, or maybe how we need it there. So that's all about me. I'm just going to run out so that we can start our first session. Of course, I've already started, but just that I'm going to start from you guys. Like, man, for example, now, like, let's start with maybe a simple activity. For example, I want you guys to think of any favorite app, maybe your favorite app you really use. For example, maybe just after choosing it, maybe just find out what's maybe one thing you love about that app. Feel free to share maybe with us like 5 minutes, and we see that maybe this is, for example, maybe you can say maybe Facebook. Facebook is my favorite app. What do you use, or what do you like about it? Why is it your favorite? So something like that. So you can feel maybe share in the chat. You can feel free maybe to unmute and talk. It would be a great, just like 5 minutes, then we go to the next part. If you're ready, just feel free to raise up your hand, or maybe just share in this chat.
Members, feel free. This is an interactive session, as I'd said. Very interactive, very free, open. We are young guys,
Sure.
there is no old guy here. This is not a classroom. It is so simple.
Sure.
Join in. Let's jazz. Let's talk. Let's discuss. Let's enjoy this.
Okay, someone is talking.
Yes. Please share with us.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Utera myself, and most of the times I like movie books. Actually, I like it because of its user interface, even the experience, whereby it has a variety of movies, it has a variety of series, new and old, everything. That's what makes me to like it from other applications. And it's not that premium kind of, because most of the movies are free. Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. It's okay. Do you have someone else, or maybe you just want you guys to chat? Yeah, please unmute and you talk.
Yes, for my case, I wouldn't say I have like any specific app that I really desire that much, but most of these applications these days, I I like them. And one feature that I like is this logo on the dark or light mode. That one, because there are some times where I really want to be in the dark mode and then sometimes in the light mode.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, there is also Victor. Victor, I think he's saying that until recently, I liked it as self-score application, especially on the web. One thing I like about the app is how they present the details cleanly about the player individually if you want to see more about them. So, Victor, I think I will go self-score. I've never used it. I think that maybe I look at it and I saw explore and I saw that I can enjoy that. Thank you so much, Victor, for sharing also with us. All right, others you can be using the chat. You can also, I've also seen now, Collins also have said that is the app of X, that is the former Twitter. I like it from the start where it is easy to register, navigate through accounts of interest and provide information from these accounts, then ability to download media. Yeah, actually, if the users they are really getting they are really get the simplicity in your application on your product. Just know that the first game you have won the first game, like seriously. And in reality, Twitter or X is really really good. The person who the design team and also the development team, like seriously, they really did good work. I feel that their interface is really simple, easy, and understanding to use. Then Lee is saying that I like Novelbeam allows us to search novels by genre, displays new novels and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, thank you very much, Lee. Then also someone is saying I must stay little. I just like TikTok, the moment and the future for it. Yeah, so TikTok actually. TikTok is really a fun game. Everyone can use TikTok. Even if you don't know how to, even if you don't know how to record, even if you don't have any idea about recording a video, TikTok make it for you simple. And these guys, the way they implemented TikTok and also CapCut, those guys like seriously, they have taken the game, they have taken the work of editors. Someone who say, man, let me go and I don't have money for pay the editor, the video editor. But now CapCut is there, to edit for you easy at free, even if they have now upgraded to some more features, but at least you can really edit your video at ease without even having an experience. So I like also that one. TikTok also, they are really good in that. All right, guys, I think others you can continue exploring the chat. I'll be reading through at the end. Yeah, of course, Frank really gave us a really good introduction of about what is the UI, what is the user experience, and I think I can't even add more. But just for me, I just want to give you how I understand it. Sometimes it's not actually about understanding the definition, but it's also about how you understand that definition, just to create your own. So on my side, of course, the user interface, of course, that what is called UI, then and also versus UX, which is known as user experience. And just know that you guys, the UI, it is also you can just be a UI designer, and also maybe you can also be just a user experience designer, or maybe you just have only a user research. So those fields actually they can be separated. However, you can also be both. You can do the UX, you can also do the UI. But you can feel free to say, I know what, for me, I think I want to focus only in designing. Maybe I want to just focus on from maybe the user experience. You can also feel free, but also you can also feel free to say, no, I want to combine them. I can become UI, UX designers. And that's what sometimes, that's when they also brought a title called product designers. So product designers, of course, most of them they get the product from planning up to the market. So that means you have to involve in production up to the end. And even when the people are still using it, you have to make sure that at least you have built with the development team. So that's why you can be engaging with the product until it goes. So how do I understand the user interface, or what do I discuss the UI? So the UI focuses on, of course, on the product is visual and interactive aspects, of course, like for example, I'll give you like a Spotify Slick, the dark theme. I think I'm very sure you guys you really love Spotify, and you like the way those guys they put out their UI. It's really interesting. Especially for me, whenever I use Spotify, their dark theme, like seriously, I feel wow. Even if it is dark, even if you are in sunshine, even if you are, it may be, even if the sun is really high and it is staying on your phone, at least you feel free. You can still navigate through in their interface. And then also to the side of the user experience, for me always I call it that one like a skeleton on my side, because seriously, without the knowledge of UX, even the UI may not even come out, because sometimes that UX is about the overall feel of the user. You can, of course, design a good interface, but the UX is really poor. People will not use your product. So, of course, that one, it is an overall feel of the user journey. It ensures the users can achieve their goals efficiently and with certification. That means if you want to become a UX designer, you make sure that you really work. You understand your customers, or you understand very well your users or your audience very well. So they are pain point. You make sure that at least you understand them very well. You make sure that at least you know how to communicate with people. You do your research. You're not only just looking at the objectives of the application, but also make sure that you think out of the box. That okay, they need an e-commerce website. Like seriously, who are my target audience? Who am I designing for? Okay, I'm designing for this and this and this. Then look for them. And even if you interview like 10 people of them, you understand their pain point. You understand what they really face right now in the e-commerce. Because right now we have many e-commerce websites. Everyone is running to e-commerce. But I want you to, when you are designing, or maybe when you are building a new e-commerce website, you have to make sure that at least you start with the existing e-commerce, and also you interview the users of that exact interface, what they really face in their design, so that at least you come up with a new idea, and so that it can be out competing with others. So of course, I'm going to give you an example of Uber. Everyone is using Uber, and Uber is really okay, it may not be a leading, but of course right now it is an only brand right now if it comes up in the rating. So of course imagine the ease of finding a driver and completing the trip with minimal efforts. So that is when you don't even want to make sure that you have to read through. No, actually even it is ease of them. Okay, even if I click on this button, it takes me. Even if I click here, it's not a matter of looking for order button. The order button is hidden, or maybe I've just used only the icon. People don't understand the order button, something like that this is the icon for order button. But you make sure that at least there is the way those guys they made things be evil without even struggling. Even if you don't even have, even if actually you have never gone to the school, even if it is the first time to use your application, any application, but at least you make sure that that product or your app is really easy for us to use. Of course, the key difference, as of course they may be different. They may be similar, but at least somehow different. As you can say that maybe UI is what you see, and maybe UX is how it works. So that is simple as it is. That's how you can take it. So. Maybe a simple question. Why do you think UX is matter? Why is it needed in product development? I think here in product, I may not talk about, we may be talking about only software, but of course a software is a product. Any finished software is a product. So that means that's why I may not talk much about software. I will hear me about product. But whenever I'm talking about product, just know that I'm meaning a finished application, a finished resource, a finished software which is already built in an app. So that is a finished product. That's why I call it. I always prefer it to product. So first of all, I'll not give you, of course, Frank has given you much more, but I'll just give you only like one, two. I'm just going to give you the impact on the users and also impact on the businesses. First on the users, on the user side, of course, good to UI makes that user to be happy. And when that user is happy, it results into the higher retention you get. So then also, I'm going to give an example of Instagram as easy, simple, simple gestures keep users engaged. I think you guys have ever used the Instagram. You see that with those simplicity, when those guys, you feel, actually, sometimes the way we can still, at least even if you don't find what you are looking for, but at least the UI itself, you can come back again, you get it. But again, when you have that smile on your face when you're using that application, wow, I'm very sure tomorrow you can even come back. Even if you don't have more likes on the Instagram, at least tomorrow you feel that let me go back because I was really impressed with their gestures. Then on the business side, of course, according to the research actually, or in the internet, a report shows that 88% of the users won't return to a site after a bad experience. And I'm very sure you guys also have ever had the experience. You go to the website, like seriously, even if you really want their services. For example, I'm going to give you an example of our website for government. If you have ever gone to any website for our government here in Uganda, maybe which example I can give you? Is it I don't know. Are those guys, maybe if you are applying for any or someone has given one example of URA. Like say you guys, if you go to every other government website, you feel that these guys are not acting much. But anyway, I'm not blaming them because those guys, they're just there. They get any developer. Please give us this website. We have something else. They just give the deliver. Even they don't know that for us, product designers, so the UI UX designers are there. For them, because they know that developers, okay, they are only supposed to implement this one. Of course, the developer, they are just write code, but like seriously, they will not give you what exactly you want. So for me, I just go to use those websites because I have nothing to do. My personal wants to use online stuff. That's why I always go there because there's nothing I can do. But if there's another opportunity or another alternative, like CS, a website, I will never go back there again because their experience, their look, we feel that there's not a professionalist there. So of course, companies like Airbnb and also Slack have thrived by prioritizing user-centered design. And anything when you're designing for people. You're not designing for yourself. So that means you're designing for the users or for the people. So for me, I always, whenever I'm getting any new product or any new project, I first think the user. First of all, and another thing, just know that if you want to become a good designer, what I can tell you, never please your design. You may be happy, wow, I've come up with this one and it become off. This is good. The client is going to like it. Please, okay, don't have that because just know that client can disappoint you. Even if it doesn't disappoint you, but at least make sure that client or any user please you before even you please yourself. For you to do what you expect you're supposed to do, you feel that I think I've now done every principles, every idea that I've come up with them. So let me just do what? Let me just now present my idea to the client and I see what they are really going to think about it. If they like it, yeah, feel proud. You know that because that is a profession. Yes, Omega, you want to say something? Please.
Yeah, but I mean, what if I've designed this product and it's looking really good? Am I not supposed to feel good?
Okay. What I mean, you may. It is of course you can feel good. You can say that like, seriously, this design is really good. Even you can feel it, but on your side, you may be excited. And when you reach out to the client, this is not what I'm looking for. You get it. So I want you to feel, even if you feel good, of course, you cannot call your client that I've done this when you feel that it is not on your what? On your best. Of course, you know that once starting presenting, you know that this is my best. But I don't want you to be in that the client is going to love this one. These clients, they are unpredictable, man. They can say, you know, this design, you know, I want something like this and this, and you feel, wow, no one man. You feel that I think this client may not do what. You may actually be disappointed, and you feel that the next day I need to produce poor work. But for me, I just want you to have to plan B. Just know if the client doesn't like this one, I'll go and I look for another thing. You just try to understand it. But of course, even me, then I can come up as this is now my best. But I know the client may not may like it or so just feel is if the client is happy, then also you feel free to celebrate with anything which is there. If you want to dance anything, as long as the client has accepted your saying. But of course, it is okay to think pride for yourself. But if you are designing for the client, you might just know that it can also come up. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about the key principles.
Daniel, just a quick one before you go.
Okay.
Have you ever designed something and then you feel like, yeah, cause it? Eh?
Yeah.
And then you take the client and they say, you left, I feel like I just hate this. I just did it. Have you ever gone through that? Have you ever experienced it?
Yes, you did. Yes, of course. I have ever. Actually, I remember I was doing the client wanted something like maybe I'll call it a social media, but for him he wanted more than that, whereby like maybe I'll give you an example of LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, he wanted something like that, but even he gave me they had already even implemented it, but those guys, they have just copied and pasted LinkedIn, you know, their colors, their way, something like that. So for me, when the project went to another person or to another company, that reached out to me. So then I had to redesign the UI and user experience, do some research, and so that at least I need more than that. So I really did my research, and I really did that. Even the photo, even the branding, I changed the branding, everything. I was like, wow, I feel this is really great. But of course, again, in my mind, I was like, once I starting presenting, the client may not like it, but at least I was also happy. The client liked it. But again, on my side, I don't want you guys to really please your design more than the client before he does it. But again, you can feel free and say, wow, this is now my show. At the end, the client disappoints you like that. But it's good to please yourself before you. I hope I'm clear, Judith.
Yes, you're very clear. Thank you. It's just weird how things can happen, that I can put in my energy and the client doesn't like it. It's weird, but I understand you. At least it's something good to know when you're starting a new journey in something.
Exactly, yeah. So, of course, I'm going to give you like mainly three of the principles: the usability, accessibility, then desirability. So what do I mean by usability? Of course, everyone, you are designing or you are developing this product for the user to use it. So the ease with which users interact with your product, For example, I think you have ever gone to the Google's homepage, the way it's simple and functional, something like that. So, and I think those guys are really improving it day and day, because the Google now is not the Google, the one we had like previous, like 5 years ago. Like now you can see that now there are a lot of improvements. And then also we are having accessibility. Again, you are designing this someone to access it. You're not designing it someone maybe to edit. That means you are designing for publicity. That means you have to ensure that the product is usable by everyone, including people with disabilities. For example, the application may not be for people with blind, maybe, but at least you have to make sure that at least you put some idea. If the person is blind, which functionality can I add on? It's something that Is it a voice note? Is it something like maybe like a person who is going to be speaking as that in directing that person who is blind, something like that, or maybe someone who with one hand will be able to use that application with only one hand. Even if what about that person doesn't have hands? Which areas should I really add so that person can really use my product, even if you are blind, even if you don't have any legs, even if you don't have some now, just a mere mouth, or that I'm just speaking, the application does what you really want. For example, if you go to the canvas and you don't have hands, you can say, I want to call this, or maybe you can even search, you can use the search voice and say, I'm looking for maybe a t-shirt with this color. This present, so something like that. So again, those ideas may also be coming through your user experience, something like that. So you know what, I'm going to design this, but I'm going to have at least to capture the people who are blind without hands. Let us add these functionalities. On your side, you may not include it on the design because that is a functionalities which can be developed by writing the codes, but at least you implement it in the user experience. You say, you know what, this functionality is going to let these people this and this. Again, it is your idea, and again, that's going to you have explained to them how it is going to work, because that idea, you know it how it works. Just explain to the developers. Again, that's how you help to the users. So that means you're not even there to think on the designing, but also thinking of the experience the people are going to find in your application. Then desirability, of course, as we have been discussing with Judith, creating that product that users enjoy and feel connected to. For example, Apple's focuses on aesthetics and the branding. I think you guys, even if you are not, even if you don't like Apple, but people who are using Apple or iPhone, those guys like serious, they can feel you to make like, let me go and buy Apple, let me start to using an iPhone, you know, because actually for me the truth, the iPhone, their interface, what I call the UI, the interface, like seriously, their gesture, their movements, they navigating through it. Again, of course, I know at the start, an iPhone, it was not easy to use. If you don't have that, if you're not so experienced with phones, it may be hard to use it. But at least they are now going to, they are trying to really make sure at least this product is really accessible with, even if you don't have that experience with the phones. But at first, of course, it was really hard, but at least you can feel the way they guys that way. You can compare iPhone UI with others. You feel at least now this is the phone. It has some difference. Yes, Omega, you have some another ideas? Please feel free.
Yes, you were asking when you asked about what application do people find so easy to navigate through. I was a bit in a busy place, I couldn't unmute, but I've had a very good experience with Shazam. Have you checked out Shazam before?
Not really. Maybe you can share the link and I try. The app is an application?
Yes, it's an application that's used for streaming music. It's great. Shazam. I think guys have used Shazam here.
I think I have heard about that.
It has a very, you know how you say that even if you're not educated, like even if you're not a techie, even if you're not a tech person, you can just you automatically find where to go. Like everything is just available and visible for you to navigate. Shazam.
Wow, I think I'll download it. I think I've heard about that. Shazam, I think, yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Judith. I think even the others, they can also look through so that they can get more ideas. Yeah, you can also, you guys, you be navigating with it and you see how it works actually. Yeah, you are saying this Shazam which for music identifier, right? Yeah, I've ever used about that. Yeah, it's really a good one.
Yes, I'm saying that Shazam. How is it? How was your experience with it?
First of all, for me, I like the functionality of whereby if you don't know the if you hear any music, maybe somewhere in the background, or maybe in the car, or maybe the taxi, you find that there is a music which is playing on the radio. Then Shazam, you open your Shazam. Shazam will hear that music, and it will give you the title of it, and even you can even download it. So that is why I like about even Shazam. For me, I find it. I use it when I want to find out the title of that idea, and also there's the functionalities of when someone is singing, and again, and also you see the lyrics going through with the music. Yeah. So then another thing, we're having, of course, what we call the 5 pillars. The 5 pillars in the UX design. Again, of course, here we have gone from UI now to we have UX. Now we're focusing on the UX, because once you understand the UX, it is very easy for you to now to design the UI of that application or that project. So the first, of course, there are 5. We have the discoverability, we have the feedback, audience, error management, efficiency. So I'll start with the first one, discoverability. So for example, can a user easily find out that you are looking for? Is it easy? For example, can you easy to discover that maybe if I'm looking for this one, can I really see what I'm looking for? So for example, Amazon search bar and categories. If you go to the Amazon has that ability. Anything, even if you have any error in your experience, even if something sound different, at least Amazon will give you. Maybe you are trying to search for this one. For example, if you are looking for shoes and maybe you rate it badly, the search bar that functionality will be able to give you maybe big guessing. Maybe you are looking for shoes. Maybe they'll look at this. So they give those differences, all those options you can, so that you can find what you have been looking for. Then also we are having the feedback. Does the product respond to the user actions? For example, a button changing color when you click, that, for example, when you go to the navigation, when you go to the website and your overall reach changes, looks like that one shows that this application, or maybe this website, or this button, it is functioning. Then also we are having affordance. Do elements visually communicate their purpose? For example, raise the button that looks clickable. You may be just like, for example, you may do any, for example, maybe a button. It may look like a button, but it's not a button. Or maybe it may look a button, but it's not clickable. So we also make sure that element you have added communicates its purposes. Then efficiency, of course, how quickly can users complete their tasks? For example, autofill forms on e-commerce sites. How do you find, for example, when you are typing for something, you don't know its spelling, and automatically it gives you the option of that spelling maybe you are looking for, and it gives you and makes you work easy. So that's one. And also maybe you are filling up in a form, and maybe you have ever filled it already. Maybe you are using the same browser, and when you are using the same browser and you come back and you want to fill up that space, your name appears automatically. So just something that you feel that there is that efficiency, or it is really easy to use, quick actions are already there. So that is really, you make sure that at least you mind or you consider those things when you are designing. Then also we are having the error management, helping users avoid and recover from mistakes. Again, you have to, the developers, they may not know that on this action, we need to display this error. Again, in your design, you make sure that, or in your prototype, you make sure that you explain this, that when someone puts for example, undo buttons or error messages like invalid password, on that field, for example, that if someone puts an invalid password, what could be the response? what is could be the error management. You make sure that you document that one in your UX design or UX research documentation, and you also make sure that at least when the developer is reading through your document, he understands the functionalities, the buttons, how it works. So that means, these guys, they may not prototype the prototype you are going to send them, but they may consider reading the document. So that means you have to make sure that at least you document your research, you document your features, you document your ideas very well, so that the developers also understand your ideas. So we are going to go to design thinking. That is maybe we call it a process. Design thinking actually, it is also another, I would call it another process because another course, and call it has much. Every step you feel has its own background, has its own, make sure that you go deeper, So that means you may think it's just short, but you have to, when you go in that field of UX, you remember you have to have this design thinking process. From their own five, of course, the last one is the last one. They want to try to add the sixth one, which is for employment. It's called what I've forgotten, but also it is there. But the main one or the core one, they are five, because that is your role. For example, we have what we call the first one, empathize, and empathize. So empathize, of course, it is just a matter of understanding the user thoroughly, maybe within the context of your design challenge. As I told you that if you really can't understand your user, like seriously, your product will fail. So make sure that you understand really your user, your target experience. Do your research about them. Understand seriously what are they facing, their pain point, exactly their pain point, because you are there to solve their problem. So once you understand the user, then there's what they call the define. So of course that is, you are defining now the problem, because through when you are through maybe doing your research, interacting with the users, trying to understand them, in the middle there you are capturing their problem. So again, now you sit back down, maybe with your tablet, maybe with your paper, with anything, or any board, you start capturing step by step, so that you are trying to define the problem. And I think you guys, all of us, you have ever studied mathematics, where they tell you to find this x, where you sit down and try to find the x until you get the solution. So that's why you are in that process. Is the process you are finding. You are trying now in here, other than finding the x, now you are defining your problem from the user. So identify the right problem and then get right to the action, or maybe try up to the solution so that you can solve that problem. So after knowing the problem, of course, that is you have to ideate, or maybe try to brainstorming your ideas, something like that. Because now we have understood that this is the problem. Now you sit down with your tablet again, with anything, or with a sketcher, anywhere. You start now ideate your solution. So come up with as many ideas as possible to solve that problem we have started in the step 2. Because when you're really good in brainstorming, even if maybe if you are like a team working as a team, you brainstorm, you come up with the ideas, you share the ideas, so that at least you come with 1 or 2 ideas for that which can continue with. Then after that, there's what they call prototype. I think Frank explained about the prototype, and I think you guys you try to understand the prototype. Again, this prototype is everywhere in every industry actually. You can find it in maybe these people who are doing physical products, for example, like cars, like maybe like phones. Those guys actually they always come up with a prototype. A prototype is always, they may not be a real thing to use or to be released to the user, to the publisher, but it is a prototype is just there maybe for you to capture of what is going to be released. Just like I'll call it a twin, just like resembling the way it works. If the prototype is working very well, that means also the real product is going to work like the way prototype is working. So that means if the prototype is mixing something, also the real product is going to make something. So that's why, for example, people who are in the industry of like making phones, or maybe those who are assembling the vehicles, they assemble those vehicles following the prototype. So if the prototype is missing something, also the real product, I'm very sure, is going to have missing parts of phone. So that is the prototype. Of course, you build a simple model. That is maybe what is learn fast, learn cheap and learn early. So what I mean by learn fast, learn cheap and learn early, that prototyping, when you are building it, of course, it is easier for you to understand there's a missing part. Even once just using it or maybe prototyping it there, you can find out more ideas. Again, the good thing of the advantage of prototyping that, again, if there's something which is missing, you go back and again you get more ideas. You go back and you get more ideas. So then also we have another one, maybe I call it test. Test, of course, anything. You can never release anything when you haven't tested it actually. Even the design, leave alone sometimes we may think that only developed or maybe only coded the softwares, they are always for testing. But again, even as designers, even you have to test your prototype very well. Test that product, test it very well. Just come up with so that you can get more feedbacks from the users. First, okay, you may not get more users, you can get your internal users, you can get like 5 or 2, or maybe your friends, or anyone, or maybe the company you're working with, just sit with those people. You know what, this is my prototype, please let us test it, navigate it, even if, just give me a feedback. What is it missing? Is it easy? Will it be easy? Something like that. So when they give you a good feedback, then please implement that then actually even that is the 60 they want to add in the design thinking, implementation. So you start implementing the design. So implementing, of course, that's where the actual coding comes in. You have now handed over to the development team, the developers, those who are going to work on the front end design, and also those who are going to work on the back end. So those guys actually, you are going to be there working for them. You're going to answer some certain questions. That means for you, after designing, you're not going to sit there that I've done my work. No, you're going to start there backing them, because those design and those developers, they will be needing you more, asking you more questions. The document may not explain it very well, but at least you are there to answer that. So that means you're going to be even a person who will go, even you're going to be working with the quality assurance engineer, or maybe any person who is going to be working with the testing, making sure that the quality of the product is there. Again, you work with them so that they make sure that the product is really the way you want it, because actually you are the main character there, just from start to the end. So that means that's why right now, you guys, any person who is passionate in becoming a UI designer, UX designer, just know that you have a big role in any company. In any company, just know that for you are there to. Again, in Uganda, they are still neglecting some designers, because that's why I always find those guys like that one, where they say just a simple design, just add something like that, but they doesn't know the struggle of that. So, but again, if I'm very sure in years to come, those guys, they will understand. They will understand how important you guys are, because XCS, without you, nothing will happen actually. Of course, they will try to do there. Again, they look for me. They look for you, because even as I told you, the experience of BuddyTalk, those guys, they have already implemented from just first, but again, they looked for me again to help them. So that means for you guys, make sure that you have to know how you brand yourself. Make sure you know how work is. If then someone say, I'm going to give you this, tell them, no, may work this and this and this. You explain, make sure that at least you know that you know what you are doing. So they will respect you in that one. So that's what I'm saying, that from FSAs to the implement to the test, that is all you may do. That's, of course, you may not work along with stakeholders, be there. Anyone in the part of the product will be there again, but you are the main person who will bring those ideas. So you have to make sure that you're really smart and be speaking out so that you can bring in good ideas. And again, if the idea, they take that ideas, you make sure that that idea is really marketed and it's going to be loved by the by the people. Yeah, again, after going through all that, doing your research, and now we are there, maybe reaching out of starting now, before even, actually, just know that we are in the process where even you haven't done what? There's what they call the persona. Again, here in the terms of when you are doing your research. So, but I just want you to give you, this personas can always be done maybe when you are ideating, or maybe when you are defining the problem, maybe when you are prototyping. So, but again, even before prototyping, in this area of ideating, or maybe in the defining that problem, that's why you go when you come up with the personas. So the personas, what are you, for example, during your interview, maybe for example, I'm going to give you an example for when you're developing an application for farmers. Who are your first people to consult or maybe to do a research? Of course, those are the farmers, because those are the main persons. So it means you're going to go to their field, understand how these guys are doing are farming their product. How are they really doing? What is their daily routine? For example, I'm going to give you an example of Emma. Maybe you have now got, you can maybe interacting with many farmers, like 100 plus, even others, you can share them with Google Links or Google Forms so that they can fill out there. But again, in your personas, you can put like 3 or 4 profiles, something like that, and you call it, and you say, you know what, this is the people I'm going to, maybe these are main people who are really good interacting, and they give me a big data. Of course, personas represent your idea, the ideal users, they help you to design with the empathy. So empathy, of course, you understand the word of empathy. You design when you are considering the pain of that person. You put the shoes in that person, the pain is really facing. So for example, I've sketched a simple person here. For example, I'm Emma. Emma is my friend. I've just used Emma as an example, but at this time, if it's the farmer called Emma, so it of course it's going to give you the age. In your personal, make sure that you have the job title. If it was not marketing manager, or maybe it's like, I don't know anything the way they use this in the farm, but also there's the goals. So the goals maybe track our fitness fitness. Well balancing a busy work life. For example, now this personalized was maybe for an example of when you are developing, you want to try to develop an application for fitness. Those guys always go to gym, something like that. So that means now you interact some person, a marketing manager. So his goals, or maybe our goals, or maybe his goal is maybe to make sure that he really stay on track on the fitness, even if he's on the busy day. So that is his goal. You understand that one, okay? So that means now if he's there, that means now you get an idea. Okay, I think this application may work for him. Then the pain points, those are the pain points for him, that person, man. You feel that even he wants to give up of any application which is there on the field already, that too many features in fitness apps, and you want something which is simple. Then you understand that one, okay? Now, Emma, his goal, he wants to make sure that he stays on track on fitness, but the app is using, there are too many features. If he needs someone who there are even unnecessary features he doesn't want, something like that. So that means he looks something which is very simple. Then it's okay. If he had also an idea of putting many features, he may say, these people may not like my features business. So that means let me try to make sure that I focus only on features which are going to be helping a person in fitness, something like that. So you understand that one. So that is just through that understanding that that's where you can come up with the creative ideas, with some ideas just from nowhere, from nowhere you say, okay, now this is what and this. You list them as many as you can. Then after you start doing your wireframing. The wireframing on my side, I call it again skeleton. It is not real. It doesn't have those things. It's just as I think Frank gave you an example of that wireframe at the start. Yeah, so that is personal. Maybe when we are trying to end up, or maybe to close the first session or our day one, I'm just going to give you a simple task, you guys, as we discussed with Frank, that again, since it's going to be, we're having another day 2. I think that could be on Thursday. Yeah. So you guys, at least in your free time, try to think how to maybe choose an app you frequently use, as you guys have shared on your application, like Judith shared the Shazam. So please open your Shazam, that application, write a short report. It could be 150 or 200 words. So you identify like 2 or 3 UX challenges you feel. I'm very sure Shazam may not be perfect. You may also, if you really very, very careful, you may find out that there's something which is really something that challenges in the UX. Then again, suggest possible improvements. Think like now a designer, think like a UX designer there. You know what, if now if we add this and this and this. So again, you may keep it as for yourself, or maybe you may share with us, something like that. Sometimes good ideas, sometimes good ideas may not be just really just like that. Someone may steal your idea, but again, feel free to come up with your idea, share with us so that we can learn from you. Yes, Judith.
So 2025, I want to be a crypto trader. And one of the apps I'm interacting with is called Binance. I just find the other app not user friendly. Maybe it's user friendly, but the features are so many. So I think maybe something should be done. If anyone can look at Binance application, it's crazy. It's just boiling left, right, and center. You don't even know where to start.
Yeah, actually, that's why sometimes I like Google. You know why? Google he has many applications. Why? Because he doesn't want the users to be confused. For example, if the Google, if we get one website which has Meet, has something like that, people will think that people are really getting difficult. But right now, you can see that every future, or for me, I'll call it a future because actually it is under one company. But right now, it is now like a product, because it doesn't want those guys. They don't want you guys to be confused. If you are looking for Meet, you can download the Meet itself. You can also find it link it somewhere else. You get. But for us, again, if you are using a browser if you are using Chrome browser, then they try to bring them together so that you can say, if I'm looking for this and this and this, I find up here. So again, those guys actually, the reason why you find out many functionalities there, because they have many ideas. They want to make sure that you find everything in one place. But again, someone is going to be confused, because for me, if I want something a certain future, and it is hard for me to get it. So sometimes it is really boring and feel that the experience is even the person will just run away and look for alternative. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, Judith. Omega, I think Omega also you had in the chat. How do you test that design? Okay, how do I test the design? First, there is a prototype. Let me go back. This prototype, it is now a clickable prototype actually. That, for example, if you are Let me give you an example of login process or registration process. That prototype, make sure that prototype is like live, it's clickable. That if someone types in, then navigate to another person and something like that. So that means now you get your prototype, you share with a person, any person there, or your teammate there, you share with them so that they can start interacting with with your prototype. So those guys, they are going, you just tell them, you know what, I'm not going to show you that you have to do this and this. So you feel that I'm not around. Start navigating through. So those guys, they are going to be interacting with them, but during interaction, they are like testing. That's why they're going to be giving a feedback. You know what, Judith, I think here is something which is missing. I think when I was trying to log in, something this and this was not clickable, maybe something I didn't get in error, something like that. So again, of course, in your design it may not give you the real feedback, it may not give you the real what I call, because it's not like a live one which is already coded, but at least in your design, when you protect, make sure that you really make sure that every stage is really clickable. If something, you know that if the error should be there, you make sure that your error is also there in your design. Because in Figma right now, I don't know if you guys have ever used Figma. Figma right now, you can design and you feel that you feel that you are using a real application, yet it is a design. So that means when you get Figma and you learn Figma very well, you can really come up with a good prototype and you feel that this prototype is live, yet it is just a design. So that means for even on my design, that when I'm sharing any prototype to my clients or any teammate, I make sure that it is really clickable, it is live, it is you can navigate through, you can click, every field the way the normal application should be like. That's what is in my prototype looks like. But again, in these other people, there's previously or maybe years back, those guys, they were just using papers, wireframing papers. They designing full sketches, then they give it to people. But those wireframes in papers, you cannot give it to the lame person, may not understand it. But it is just only for you in your team, those guys who are doing the design, who understand it very well. But right now, Figma, you can even give it to the lame person. You know what? You can even give it to your mom, or you give it to your dad, or any person doesn't have any tech experience. Say, you know what? Try to navigate through. That is an application. So we give you a feedback according to what you come up with. So thank to Figma that even actually XD, I don't know, even XD is also there, even there's also Sketch, but for me, I mainly use Figma. Figma really everything on my side. Once it is really learned very well, you can come up with a good prototype actually. And even the developer may not even need even you to read the document, but you will be using your prototype. Then in your code, you send the product out for use, where you collect feedback about testing design. Hey, I think I've tried to answer that. In code, of course, you send the product out for use, but here in the design, again, you send the code. I mean, you send the link to the person. You can share the person with anyone. You know what? Please test for me this one. So again, make sure that your prototype is really clickable, is like a live and a live product. So right now, Figma is really good in that right now. But make sure that you know how to use that tool for Figma to come up with a live product so that they can give you a feedback. Yeah, thank you so much, Judith, for that question. Guys, I think as I was telling you to give you that the tryout, it's just like a homework actually, guys. Sit down and implement you, because that's why you start getting experience, getting ideas. Just try out even if it is WhatsApp. WhatsApp may a lot of annoying things on WhatsApp. Try out and say, WhatsApp, I think, what if WhatsApp is not this and this and this? What is something like that? So I may not say we have a deadline, but on my side, feel free. Even you can give us before even the end start. You can share with Frank before the end of. Before the second session. So just like that. Just for example, the task could be how could Netflix improve its recommendations or browsing experience, something like that. But again, you can also go out of the box or think more. And now we say, if WhatsApp doesn't have this and this, or if WhatsApp is only considering here, you see now WhatsApp is really implementing more features again and again. And you may find even yourself that WhatsApp, which was just a mere messaging, now it is like now a Facebook, whereby even you can now post, someone can like it, something like that. Something like that. You can feel free and you give us your ideas on anything, and you come up with your ideas which you can make. You feel that you can make that product more beautiful. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I feel happy that you have a successful session the first day. Today it was just on a theoretical. I know, guys, maybe mostly you are thinking of hands-on, but I'm promised you maybe in the next sessions we shall be having that, because but I can't just go to the design or the hands-on when you don't know even the word UI UX. Let me give you an example of as one day we were interviewing. I got a chance to interview one of the intern. In the company I'm working with, we are looking for an intern in the product design. Actually, don't be confused. Product design and then again UI UX design. Most companies, for them, they want to give you the title sometimes. So sometimes they may say we are looking for a product designer or a product design engineer. But again, when they describe the roles, the person who calling yourself UI UX, those are the roles they are looking for. But again, it is just according to the company's organization, something like that, how they organize their roles or titles. But so again, in my company here, of course, I'm just a product design engineer. But again, it is the same roles. We are thinking like that. So other than just calling me UI UX designer, something like that, that's why they gave me that product design engineer. So I wanted to give you an next scenario that one day people they applied. We get many people interviewed, like at least around like 20, but on each day, actually we got like 12, but on each day we interviewed like 3 or 5 if the day was really good. So but I was really disappointed. Those guys they didn't even know about the difference between UI and UX. They didn't have actually that difference. Okay, some they knew, but again, those people, they were just thinking that if I'm a graphic designer, I can do this. If I'm just like this, I can do this. Again, of course, if you are a graphic designer, you have that skill that if I touch on if I design something like this, you may bring your own graphic ideas, and even those ideas may not be helpful for the user. Since remember, this is not just a graphic designer making something looking good, something like that. But here we are really focusing, like solving a real problem. Actually, you're going to use your mind to think ahead, even to think more than even the user who's going to use that product. So again, we feel like even capturing, even thinking of going to this field, make sure at least those fundamentals they are on the head, because the interviewer may not ask you, have you ever designed something, even if your work is there, but if you don't know even how the idea of UI, that means they will know this person may not be helpful. Even if you know how to design, but they don't know that you may not be helpful. So make sure at least these fundamentals, you know them before you go to the practical thing. And then another thing maybe I could tell you guys, learn how to document. If you're really good in documenting, and thanks to the AI right now, AI is now you can document any document at any time it is. But you have to be a good how can I call it, a good engineer property, something that even that role now has come to be a good engineer property, whereby you can make sure you proport that ChatGPT very well to that it can give exactly what you want. For example, if you come up with the after designing your project, try to explain to the chat GPT that, you know what, I'm trying to, there's this functionality is called this and this, but I'm doing this, should be this and this and this. So then the chat GPT will just give you a full detail, which is very more easy to understand to the developers, and even they give you more ideas about that. So then right now, leave alone where in 2018, whereby you have to document from scratch. But right now, AI is there now to help us. So make sure that you also know how to use AI. AI also can give you more ideas, but again, don't overlean on it, because sometimes they may give you wrong ideas, which even not even on the ground. For example, you maybe want to solve a certain problem in Uganda. ChatGPT may give you a little information which is on the internet, or maybe even not even know about even much about to Uganda. But again, if you go to Uganda, you don't understand Uganda, interact with the real users, then for you, what you get from the field, that's what you feed in your AI tool. Then the tool will also give you add-on on what you're having. So that means you not only don't allow AI to use. Don't allow AI to do everything for you. Just use AI to implement, or maybe to give you more ideas of what you know already, so that at least you can be together with the AI tool you are using. Then again, maybe another tip I can give you: be organized. Make sure that you know to organize yourself. You know how to present your work. Because sometimes even if you have a good design but you don't know how to design it, you don't know how to present it to the client. Like say, those guys, even if the design is really good, it may not even be present to the client. So know how to market yourself, know how to organize the presentation very well. Make sure you document, make sure you try to explain that idea to the client very well. Yeah, those are the only thing which I can share for you right now. I think we can, in the next phase, of course, we can always continue to learn. Guys, thank you for being a good audience. Back to Frank. Thank you so much. Unless when there is more question for me, feel free to ask. Still around. Thank you so much, Frank.
Oh, that's very good. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Thank you so much. Members, any questions? Anyone with any question? I see we have gotten someone who has just joined in, and that's Mr. Arthur Williams. Hello, Arthur. Hello, Mr. Arthur. How are you? Just feel free to unmute, please. Feel free to unmute. So, Mr. Daniel, I hope you're hearing.
Yes, please, I can hear you, Frank.
Yeah, at the moment, how I would wish you share the slide. The slides in the group here, such that people can peruse through them.
Hello.
Okay, no worries.
Yes, Mr. Arthur.
Hello, Mr. Frank.
Yes, how are you?
Actually, I've been around, but just my net was off, so I decided it went off.
Oh, it's fine, guys. It's very fine.
Just I'm back.
It's okay. So we are concluding anyway. Mr. Daniel is going to share those slides there. He's going to put them in the chat here. So our members, I was asking which because we need to be meeting, because I don't know how you go to access the link to come in to the session. So I don't know how I should get in touch with you, or should I get your emails? Because I have the recording of this session. Because, okay, in case the recording of this session, I'm also going to, I think by the end of today, if I'm not busy, I'm busy these days. I didn't expect myself to be very busy, very busy. I can't lie, very busy this week. So I'm going to upload this recording to YouTube. And then these slides will also be shared in here in the chat here. So I don't know, you guys, which platform do you want us to use? In case we can easily get access to you guys, in case you want to easily attend the next session, because you know very well maybe that day you'll be very busy. Maybe no one will remind you. Just to get reminders. I don't know. I had not yet rolled out Google Forms to get to track your content, guys. So, any suggestion there? Should I take your emails or we meet
What do
via
you think
WhatsApp?
of WhatsApp?
Yes,
What do you think of WhatsApp?
WhatsApp is fine. I think I'll just put in the main group. Yes, I'm just going to
Oh,
share the link.
there's already a WhatsApp going on. There's already a WhatsApp group.
No, I'll just take you to the main WhatsApp Google group because we always make groups for sessions and the groups. We're almost getting very many groups here.
Yeah.
You're making a group for Firebase, you're making a group for this, you're making a group for this session, you're making a group for the other session. And at the end of it, you're having groups. And
Well,
most cases,
for the UX UI, especially this one happening, I think it would be good because some of us really want to know this. We are excited about it. So I think some easier, because I notice, on emails, we subscribe to so many channels out there, and most of them keep sending those marketing mails. So sometimes you can receive a mail and then others come up on top and then you don't see it on time and then you miss it. It's just a suggestion, but I'll go with the majority. Even if they suggest mail, they'll do that, but it's just my suggestion.
oh, okay, that's fine. Let me just. I've created here a link, a copy. I've just created some first UI UX session. Let me just a second. Let me share to you the link, guys. So we shall be posting there everything, starting from the slides to the recordings, just in case. Can be patient a bit. Just a second.